Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for episode 2 of season 2 of Rings of Power. We're going to go ahead and hop into this one, guys. If you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you come here on the channel, get you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes from actually the entire episode. Over there, you get the same thing for all the other shows and movies that we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote about movies to react to each month. We got monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage, to try to make it worth your while, so you are going to your way support channel. But guys, at the end of the day, really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. Please leave a like. Drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Huge shout out to the team over at Prepper for helping me edit down these highlights for you guys here on YouTube. And with that all said and out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into episode 2, where the stars are strange. Here we go. Oh. I love how we just keep cutting back to the mountain. Oh, and its corruption spreads. Oh, yo. I love the way they utilize the map. Also, I did get clarification on the 3 rings. While he had no influence directly in their creation, they are kind of on their own. Like, it doesn't allow him to control the rings. His presence isn't in them. However, whenever he creates the 1 ring, they are still tethered to it. So once that's created, he can use it to not control them because they're immune to that, but he can still see exactly where they are. He can still use it to spy on them.
Too dear. What? You're the one said it would be wise to tighten our purse strings. Or were you not including yourself when you said that?
You gotta shop more cheaply now, man.
And now you're bound to an outcast.
I'm bound to the dwarf I love.
I love these two, man.
And I wouldn't trade his heart for a mine full of fire opals.
Be nice to have the opals, though.
Oh.
Have you tried to talk to your father?
Disa, you know he will never agree to see me. Why should I be the one to ask for an audience? He disowned me. He's as stubborn as a stone leg.
Oh, she hears something.
Bend a brick. You may as well...
Oh, the rocks, they're speaking. Oh! The corruption has reached their borders. Oh yeah, and last time we did see the Balrog down there.
No.
Oh, that is so fucked. Oh, there it was. I mean, maybe I'm just seeing what I want to see, but it looked like Balrog horns.
Celebrimbor. They did not tell me you had arrived. What news?
I've had an unexpected visitor.
Oh yeah? How about that?
He has returned already.
Oh, is this a dream? This has to be a dream.
Are they not the seeds you planted?
God damn. Oh. Wakey wake. Oh, what the fuck? That was just while she was standing here.
Files indicate that Sauron was last seen traveling into Mordor. We believe he intends to supplant Adar and claim his armies. We may be able to crush 2 spiders with 1 boot.
And what says the commander of the northern armies? Galadriel.
Sorry, I didn't hear a word you all just said.
Sees himself not as master of a barren waste, but of all Middle-earth. He seeks to rule it not only through conquest, but by bending the minds and wills of all its peoples to his own. And for that he needs not armies, but rings, and he cannot craft them.
Sauron is alone, without army or ally. Region is protected by 2 rivers, with miles of curtain wall of dwarven stone, 10 foot thick.
That's a lot of hubris right there.
Celebrimbor and the secrets of his craft are safe.
Well, about that. Dreams or visions or both?
Sauron's plan is in motion, even now. I know it.
How?
Since the wearing of this ring, I have perceived glimpses of the unseen world.
Well, there it is.
You believe the rings have kindled your ability to see that which has not yet come to pass.
Have they kindled yours?
I have seen mountains crumbling.
Damn, okay. I'm just glad that people aren't keeping secrets. You know, he covered his hand, like, with the ring when she mentioned them. So, like, I was a little concerned that we'd have a little not infighting, but unwillingness to share.
You have already been affected once.
He knows my mind, and I know his, which is why I must face him.
It's a two-way street.
You once considered him a friend.
Halbrand was not.
Sauron. You cannot face him alone.
He's right.
Supposing I was not alone.
I'm really enjoying the way they've crafted all this around the push and pull of the betrayal, the deception that they've all kind of been victimized by, and just the way that they've not danced around it, you know, and nobody's avoiding blame or whatever. It's just we're accepting everything and rolling with it.
My lord is occupied, but he wishes you good fortune on your journey.
Are you asking me to leave? Perhaps I'll just wait here. Just in case he changes his mind.
Oh, the brand on his neck. He knew exactly what he was doing there.
No, he refuses to leave, my lord.
He showed that on purpose.
Well, he can refuse all he cares to. I promised Lady Galadriel before she left that I would never treat with him again.
And he still doesn't know.
I believe he's injured, my lord.
He'll leave soon enough. Messengers from Lindon should arrive with news any day.
Yeah, about that news. We need to expedite that real quick. Oh. Well? Fuck. All right. Well, we knew it had to happen one way or the other. That news was not going to reach his ears, or at least not in time. Susar skeleton, yeah. Our little spy. Kruskir, Western Rune. Well, here's that guy from the Vision. That wizard? Wizard-looking guy. I don't know that he is a wizard. Oh, he's probably the one that sent out those sorcerers after the stranger last season. What is he conjuring something or someone? Oh. Welcome back.
Whispers of an old man in rags. We must reach him before he learns to harness his powers. The blood I wasted to bring you before me should have been spent on more useful servants.
Oh. Okay, hold on. Well, I'm not going to jump the gun yet, but I have an idea of what they're trying to do.
The Eastar will surrender to me. Because if he doesn't, I will slaughter the halflings he calls friends.
What about...
Prey upon his compassion.
Doderic.
All right. And wise?
It is a fine name.
Oh, are they trying to come up with a name for him?
No one can give you a name. It is yours already. It is who you are. And when you hear it spoken, you feel your heart glow.
We'll find out who you are. I knew it! Says here if we turn northeast, we can cut this leg of the journey in half. Over there, come on.
There's probably a reason people don't take shortcuts like that, though.
My preference would be to avoid the path in which we would run out of water the first day and die of heat the second.
Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that doesn't want to die.
How about Dodric?
You already said Dodric.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Should we be concerned about that?
Couldn't you just, I don't know, magic some more water into being?
He's afraid he'd lose control again without a Gand.
So we find a Gand. There's plenty sticks all over the place.
Don't think it works that way, Pop.
Silence.
Okay, that again answers my question from before, or at least confirms my speculation.
What is it?
On the wind. Can you hear that?
Almost sounds like
Hooves.
Not as adept at disappearing as they are. These guys in their sigil remind me of like the ninja in the Legend of Zelda games. I can't remember what they're called, but isn't their emblem also like that runic eye kind of thing? Oh no. If you had just waited one more second, it would have revealed them. Oh, or maybe it already did? Nope.
They're still close.
You don't know how close, bud. You just failed that perception check.
They are watching our trail, meaning we'd be wise to find another.
Like through the desert. Shit.
Every garden has withered since the earthquake. Rumours abound of dark omens across all the dwarven realms.
Some say the mountain was cursed when the prince let in that elf.
Oh my god.
Because a rumour's like a songbird. May sound filling from afar, but up close it's an empty feast.
I like that.
The ground shakes it produced, spread through the bones of the earth all the way here, collapsing our sun shafts.
With them, our ability to grow crops.
Ooh.
Set the dig teams to work repairing the shafts and sinking new ones. However,
Every stone singer you've brought here has failed to identify a safe path to dig. With your approval, sire, we will find the light.
you have it.
I love this shit, man. Like these concepts, like using your vocals to attune yourself with the stone.
The stone singers have fostered our sacred connection to this rock, and in all those years,
Not once
have they ever ceased to provide for us. Now, the bond is broken. The hand of darkness is closed around Khazad-dûm. Dig carefully, dear master.
They have no choice but to dig where they can, safe or not.
No wonder we can't hear the mountain. Its king is deaf to the sorrow of his own son.
Still your axe, geezer!
Summon your son to you. He'll answer. But leave it to him, and the peaks of Zaraxagil will thaw before this feud of yours will.
I love her, man.
No sunlight yet.
Every time we come here, I just enjoy the shit out of it. Some of the most compelling stuff for me. Him and Elrond, him and his wife, the back and forth between him and his father, and the culture, the lore, the environment, everything about it.
Only 13 hours to go.
Aye, it's his fault we're in this mess. And his father.
Oh my god.
Lay a finger on me again. I'll bite it off at the knuckle.
Oh my god.
How was the mine?
About the same.
Where are the weans?
Said they weren't hungry.
This rye tastes like last year's bread.
It is last year's bread.
Why not trade for fresh grain from the surface?
Splendid idea. But who in the Dimral Dale will we find to convince your father?
Don't start.
Let me think.
I said don't.
Climb off your high peak and apologize.
You're giving me indigestion.
They're gonna have to reach out to the elves for aid. He's gonna have to be that bridge.
If he hadn't have thrown Elrond out to rot, we'd have food enough for 500 years.
You think this is about food? We can't hear the mountains anymore. I'm afraid, Durin.
These are...
Our letters to Celebrimbor have all gone unanswered. I fear Sauron may be in Eärien. The High King has consented to send me and a small party there to ensure Celebrimbor and his city are safe. I am asking you to join us.
I am but a politician.
And as such, you have the High King's trust. He believes in your steadfastness.
A dog is steadfast and quicker to follow on a leash.
He refuses to send me without you.
And why is that?
You know the reason.
I'm asking if you know it.
The High King believes that if I were to face the enemy alone, I may be vulnerable to deception.
And why would he think that?
Stop it, Elrond.
You've defied the High King's orders before?
Sauron used me, and under his hand I was played like a harp to a melody not of my choosing.
It was entirely of your choosing.
Oof.
Making himself out to be exactly what you needed, the lost king who could ride you to victory. You gave him everything he wanted and then thanked him for it. And now he has done the same to Gil-Galad and to every elf in Lindon.
Yep.
Help us navigate this labyrinth.
There is no navigating it. The labyrinth is his. As long as you stay in it, you have already lost.
I like that.
I cannot let him in again. I cannot.
He never left, Galadriel.
Ooh.
You have all chosen to become his collaborators. I will have no part in it.
You promised me once.
Wow.
I feared proved true. You would not rest until it was put right.
If our friendship ever meant anything to you, please leave.
Wow.
Master Círdan, I cannot trust these rings. What is beauty when it is born in part of evil?
No less beautiful. Would you cast Romil's verses into the flame because the poet was a drunkard?
It's like separating, they're debating separating art from the artist.
Judge the work and leave judgment concerning those who wrought it to the judge who sees all things.
That feels impossible.
It is called humility, and it is difficult for most. But it is the truest form of sight.
Maybe he is simply uncorrupted and he believes that. But there was just a weird, ominous tone about that scene with him on the boat. But that could have also just been fate stopping him, giving him a nudge.
If you believe they have strayed, do not abandon them, but rather open your eyes and guide them before the darkness spreads across Middle-earth and blinds us all.
I like that. I like that whole little exchange that they had right there.
You need to rest.
Oh, certainly not. I...
Oh my goodness.
Wake up!
Oh, that's not the last of your water, was it?
I know I saw it. Come on. Poppy's not breathing anymore.
Wait, what?
There, yes, Snorri, I can see it. See what? Water.
Just a random lone well in the middle of the desert. Not even an oasis, just a well. I wouldn't trust that shit. No! Oh, God. That seems super sus.
Come on!
Something's rattling around in there. I see some dripping. I mean... Uh-oh. Comes with its own alarm bell. Yeah, you guys better hurry up.
Great goats, you're alive. For a moment there, I thought we'd lost you.
We're none of us going to lose each other.
I'd be crying, except my eyes are too dry.
Oh, that's the stick from his vision. Staff.
What is it?
Because it was flickering between like a more tree-like form to a hook
The
staff.
staff I saw in my dream.
Yeah, it was like changing shapes in his vision. But it does take the guise of a walking stick right now. Dude, their masks are sick. I just gotta... I gotta admit that, man. Like, why not? See, that eye. I know we saw it before. I know I recognize it, but it just makes me think of Legend of Zelda.
We were just having a drink of water.
Oh, whoa. Good thing you guys are bad shots. And now, he's got a staff. Oh, God. Wait, did he just... Holy shit! I was like, did he just summon a tornado? Hell yeah, he did! Nope. We might want to rein it in. Buddy. Oh. Well, he got one good shot out of it. Wow, so that wasn't the one he needs. I mean, he got a single use out of it at least, but now he can't stop this storm. Oh my God! Holy shit, dude. We need Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt.
I have called it Ithildin, made from our last sliver of mithril.
Out of the moonlight, it is all but invisible.
It is quite invisible. Our visitor, is he still?
The night is cold, my lord. Shall I bring him a shawl?
God, he just waits, because he knows. He's just biding his time. His patience knows no end. Oh, that's... He was looking a little necrotic there, and I don't know if that was just the lighting, but like... It was a little eerie.
Whatever the reason for your presence here...
It was probably like him summoning the storm clouds.
If you do not leave willingly, you shall be removed by force. I can treat with you no longer.
She said you'd say that.
Galadriel, you have spoken with her.
Well, haven't you?
I have not since she left.
Oh my God.
Well, then you know nothing of what's happened. Nothing of the rings.
What of the rings?
You'd do better to ask her.
She is not here.
What about the High King? Surely he wouldn't neglect to send word.
Oh my God, preying upon his insecurity, because he hasn't heard anything.
It's the oldest tale there is.
Yet all of their communications keep getting disrupted. Oh, you bastard.
The true creators toil till their knuckles bleed, and then they come along, take whatever profits them most, and forget all about us. There's no cause to stay where I'm not wanted.
You bitch. Putting on this whole song and dance. He's falling right for it.
Halbrand, please, tell me, did they work?
They worked wonders.
In the elves?
Yes. Are you weeping?
No.
No, not at all.
I'm reveling. You have not the slightest inkling how this feels. After all this time, after so many centuries, to finally create something.
I think he's got an idea.
Are you my friend?
Yes, of course.
Because there is no place for half-truths between those who have worked so close as you and I. And yet, there is much you do not know, much I want to tell you.
I'm afraid.
You see, I've never been able to hide anything from you.
What a manipulator, man.
Whatever it is you wish to say to me, I shall receive it with an open heart.
I did not come here to toast the elven rings, but to plead with you to make rings for men. You saved the elves.
Elves are not men. The risks of corruption are far greater. Even if I did wish to forge more rings, the dwarves would never provide them either.
I think you'll find the dwarves facing a dilemma all their own.
What dilemma? What are you talking about, Halbrand?
My name is not Halbrand. When Galadriel discovered the truth, she cast me out, and I dare not risk the same happening with you.
I take it then you are not a king.
Not a king, not a Southlander, not even mortal.
Oh? What is he? He's not gonna be honest, is he?
There are forces, and sometimes they send aid in the form of an envoy, a messenger.
Oh God.
This very moment, all Middle-earth balances on the brink of the abyss. Every realm will fall. The darkness is growing stronger, and the rings of power are our last hope of restoring the light.
He's pretending to be an emissary of light.
You cannot expect me to believe that you are a messenger from the Valar.
Oh. Snuffing out all light in here.
The storm is coming, Celebrimbor. I can unlock your grandest abilities, and when our work is complete, never again will the world overlook you as the mere scion of Feanor, but forevermore revere you, the Lord of the Rings.
Now that is a song and dance. I gotta commend the showmanship. And the glow up as well.
Our work begins now.
What am I to call you?
I am your partner, no more, no less, a sharer of gifts. Anatar.
Well, shit, never mind. There it is.
Lord of Gifts.
Oh, fuck. God, sowing the seeds of deception and doubt in his own kin, you know, in Galadriel and Gil-Galad, in Lindon, you know, in these uppers, you know, as the craftsman preying upon his, you know, this idea that he's just a tool to make exactly what they need, and their silence is just confirmation of that.
Elrond's task is not to join your company, but to lead it.
Are you going to be able to follow?
What is it? Is it Elrond?
Nope.
Some sort of invitation from Lord Celebrimbor. He wants the dwarves to come to Eärien.
In exchange for goods for their mithril. Ah, shit, man. This was such a good episode. I really, really dug all of this. I think the only parts I wish would kind of like hurry along is much like last season, like the Harfoot stuff, the stranger stuff. And I think that's just because it's a trek. There's not a lot going on there. It's a lot of mystery and discovery. So there's not a lot of active engagement. There's a lot of questions. So I'm like always thirsting and hungering for those to get answered. And that whole storyline seems like it's a long con thread. Meanwhile, everything else going on in the story is actively in motion. I always feel way more engaged with that. So like any time we cut to like the Harfoot trek with the stranger across the desert and stuff like that, I'm just like, oh, this is cool. This is neat. Until he summons a tornado, that was wicked. Like, that did look like the staff from his visions, but then again, like, it would oscillate between that and in a more tree-like form, like, in that very same vision. So, like, I don't know. Is he going to stumble upon another one that looks a little more akin to what we are used to? Because that stave, it worked. It worked for one good shot. One good harumph. I don't know if he killed those bandits that were on his ass, but he definitely scared them off, that's for sure. But that very same tornado that he conjured sucked up his friends. They just gone. His staff disintegrated. He couldn't quell it. He couldn't calm it back down. Then we got a little bit more of a glimpse onto these little dark sorcerers that were tracking him down before that he blasted off the last time, you know, and turned them into moths. And we see that they're even conjured in that very same form here by whoever this guy is, who's seems to be leading them. Even if it is like the part of the story that I'm not as invested in, it's still really intriguing. It's just like anything else. If you're going in there and ranking anything, something just has to be at the bottom. I'm not saying that it's bad or disinteresting in any kind of way, But the stuff that I'm really like foaming at the mouth for more of is like the stuff in Middle-earth. Like the stuff back with the elves, with Khazad-dûm, with Sauron, with Galadriel, all of that. Like that stuff is just where all the juice is right now. And I just love seeing the deception, the chess moves from Sauron that is at play, how every move, every word, every turn of the body is a play. But how long can this deception last while he's here? Even though messages are not getting through, Galadriel and Elrond are now physically going to be heading there themselves because they also are getting concerned because they haven't heard any replies to any of their messages. Meanwhile, that silence he's been able to prey upon with Celebrimbor here and be like, hey, you know, as the craftsman, I know all too well. They come, they get what they need, they commission what they need, they get their baubles, their jewels or gems and all that kind of stuff, and then they go back to do what they do. We're just craftsmen at the end of the day, and that's all we'll ever be to them. They don't care about us, just what we can make. And it's a smart move. And then him be like, hey, they found, like, I don't know how he could, the one little question I have is like, he did say that like Galadriel found out the truth about him and then did not want to deal with him anymore. The question then becomes, why would Galadriel turn him away if he was in fact what he was? I feel like that doesn't quite add up right now, but I think in the grand scheme of all the things that he has just witnessed and learned, that's not enough of a thread for him to pull. Like all of it, the whole song and dance, the shuttering of the windows, the sucking out of the light, this whole like heavenly ethereal projection that he put on in this new form that he's taken upon himself. No more elven-like. He had the ears, he had the hair, all of his adornments as well. All the aesthetic of man dripped away, and he just saw this entity before him, like exacting these wonders before his eyes, and just takes it at face value. But he will have a limited amount of time, because once they get here, if they get here, because there also is a contingent of orcs out there as well, because we know that when Adar sent him up here to do all of this, he sent people following after him, trailing after him, and I guess that's the people that are intercepting these messengers so that he can continue to do what he needs to do. But are they going to be met with that opposition on their way to Eärien as well? I don't know. All that's set up, honestly, really nicely. It's just, you can see the temporariness of it. And the way that he's able to spin his narrative, his desires, his wants into this grander need for Middle-earth to stave off this darkness as Mount Doom erupts and its corruption spreads deeper and deeper, and it snuffs out the light within Khazad-dûm, just completely destroying their crops or ability to sustain themselves under the mountain without aid from elsewhere, forcing them to now reach out. It's just every little thing is just building up to exactly what he needs. I love that kind of shit. Man, I love that 5D chess element. No matter where it is in a story, I love seeing that kind of stuff and seeing it fall into place. But I also love this conversation that Elrond had with Círdan about the rings. You know, no matter whose hand crafted them, dark or light, should that discount the worth of the crafted item itself? Like, it's this idea of separating the art from the artist. If a poem, a piece of music, a book creates so much good in the world, but the person who crafted it is a piece of shit, should all of that good that can be done with those words, those lessons, those feelings that were provoked by that piece be discounted altogether and corrupted and thrown out? Or could they just be, you know, used for the good that is there? You know, because these were crafted by an evil person, does that not mean that better people could not just use that very same item for good? Even if it was built with an ill intent, and is not ill in and of itself, should we just cast that out and let things play out the way they do, or harness that for ourselves under people that we trust? I liked all that whole conversation, and completely shifted Elrond's perspective on it. He's still right to, like he said, he even agrees, Círdan agrees that hey, you are right to distrust these things, but we can't also discount the good that they do. And while we know that these rings do eventually reveal themselves to have like a breach of security in some way, shape, or form, or some kind of unseen connection to Sauron later, there is still a lot of good that these rings can do, and because he wasn't directly involved in their creation, it's not as bad as it probably could have been. You know, there's still a lot more good that can be done with these than bad. And without them, they'd have to abandon Middle-earth altogether. So, like, I don't know. I like the conversation around whether or not the elves should be using these rings. But again, we are seeing some of those little, you know, subtle elements of these rings that they weren't fully aware of coming to the surface in these visions that they're all having, these connections to the unseen world, as like she's getting these glimpses of things that have yet to happen, and Gil-Galad is as well. And, you know, it's kind of like, as much as this could be used for ill, they could also use that connection themselves. In these first 2 episodes, and I know it's just the first 2 and we got many more to go, and it could very much so change in those subsequent episodes, but if we're like comparing the first 2 episodes of season 1 to the first 2 episodes here, it definitely feels like they've really kind of refined themselves a little bit more with the script, the way the story is kind of structured and being paced out. We'll see if that stays true, and maybe that's just me, but I'm going to kind of end it there. I'm kind of rambling at this point, so I'm going to pass it off to you guys. What did you all think? So sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you come to Miriel's channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before you go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Manny Sherritt, York, Coruscant, Melito, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey L, Jake Cottrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, and Russell Crockett. Thank you guys so much for continued support. But that's it for this video, guys. I'm going to see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.